Yo, what's up? It's your man Rico the Opinionist. Please go and like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead to my YouTube channel. And it's gonna get a lot of attention. I guess because of that issue that's going on out in Frisco with the stabbing of the young brother. I mean, he's involved in, but yes, y'all come on over there and become part of the conversation. But this video, this is my second video today, that I'm dedicating to my hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. There's a lot of things that's being said based on the stuff that's been going on. It's same old stuff, shooting and crime and being let me see what's going on. Okay. And just stuff that's going on has got people up in arms, and doesn't seem to be any quick solutions to this particular thing that's going on in Memphis with the young people killing each other or shooting. And I kind of ended off by talking about the trauma of my hometown. And I will continue to do the contrasting of the cities, or the main city, which is Memphis, and then you have those very near outside suburban cities outside of Memphis. They don't seem to be going through that trauma. And I'll continue to suggest or encourage the city leaders to go and meet with those city leaders to see what is it that they're doing that keeps a lot of the madness down in their suburban towns. It's just not even good 5 miles outside of Memphis. And we'll see what results will come from that. But I want to talk about the effects of trauma on the mindset and behavior of folks. And I also touched on how your environment looks. Now, it is safe to say that I don't live in, around any of that kind of trauma. Unless this dog keep barking, because that sparks up trauma in me, because I was bit when I was little in my neighborhood in North Memphis by Buffy. Yeah, I remember the dog's name. What a bitch. Yeah, Buffy got away from its owners on my street, and all of us kids ran. We were like little. But Buffy was able to get me. What's up, Abdul, my man? Buffy bit me on the leg, man. I still feel that bite. And it's been well over about 40 years ago, 45 years ago. I haven't been a fan of dogs ever since. But whatever. See how trauma comes and throws you off. But see, my hometown, it seems to be bludgeoned by trauma. And trauma comes in many forms. But when you come outside your home and you live in these particular zip codes that people refer to as low income, and you look around, you see again those dilapidated buildings, the low income mindset. Because see, you can be low income, but you don't have to be low income mindset. Let me give you an example. Something my mother told my brother and my sisters and I. She said, I don't care if you was born and raised in a barn. You don't have to look nor act like an animal. And that stayed with me forever. It's I guess what your parents instill in you. Yeah, single mother, told y'all earlier on the food stamps, on the welfare checks, all of that. But it's what your parents instill in you. Because see, you can be from the hood, but you don't have to be a product of the hood. I couldn't get that word out earlier for shit. But you don't have to be the product of your environment. It's not required. And I'll say it again. Poverty is not an excuse to misbehave. It's not. Being poor is not an excuse to misbehave. Being hungry, I understand if you go to a store and you steal some food. But if you're hungry, you go to a store and steal a TV, steal watches, how the hell you digest a 50-inch? See how I'm talking about? That's what the mayor of Chicago, last summer or something for last, when those kids broke into all those high-end stores stealing TVs and electronics and all of that. He wants to say, well, when kids are hungry, I don't know how the hell you digest a new iPhone. So we got to get our minds together. So again, When you walk around, you see ugly all the time. Ugly ass buildings, you know, ugly ass yards, broken down cars everywhere. And then you have drug addicts and drunks and junkies walking around. That's traumatic for children. You grew up thinking in your mind this way it's supposed to be, like that's normal. And it's not. I know it's not normal because as soon as someone gets a raise on their job or they graduate from college, they head for the hills, get the hell up out of there. And I don't blame them because it's not supposed to be that. And that is a big problem in the city of Memphis. And I'm saying Memphis because I'm from there. And they have the same bullshit that going on inside the black sections of Dallas. Fucking trash. But yet they got black Democratic representation. And that's the same thing with Memphis, Tennessee. It's so heavily Democrat. What's up, Claude? I said it right this time, man. Product of one's environment. And it's not required. All of those stuff back in the day, it's not required anymore. And so we have to stop allowing these people who are supposed to be in positions being positions of being able to make change. We have to stop allowing them to talk to us and talk to black people like liberal white folks. A lot of your politicians, a lot of your preachers and all those have taken on the talking points of prejudiced white liberals. Oh, they can't help it. They speak slang because the black mind can conceptualize full sentences of this dominant culture. And we've allowed that to go on for 50 to 70 years of making an excuse. And we know better. As my friends used to tell me, shout out to Pearl Walker, Rico, when we were colored folks, we were considered colored. There was a standard of behavior that's expected of us. Somehow we lost those standards, even when we were poor. Even when people were on the plantation literally going through pure P-U-R-E fucking hell. They always had clean clothes. They were upright and dignified for church. Isn't that something? You knew there was a problem coming beyond the corner, around the corner, when people stopped dressing up to go to church. And I'm not even a church guy, but I do remember when people started taking it literally, come as you are, there was a change in mindset. They threw away the dignity and the self-control and the self-respect. They threw it out the window. And by the way, for those of you who's supposed to be religious scholars, come as you are doesn't mean come dressed in tight skirts, sagging jeans, ratty t-shirts. Come dressed like you're going to a casual event. It means come as you are in your heart and your spirit. Because church is supposed to be a hospital for the sick. Oh, glory, come on, somebody. And so you come in there sick, so you hurt and wounded. Doesn't mean come in there dressed like a clown and dress all raggedy. Out of laziness, we took that little phrase or that so-called scripture, mangled it up to I guess, using it as an excuse to just be half-assed. And so in the city of Memphis, it's too many ghettos, it's too many poor people there, too many uneducated people. Because for years, even when I lived there, black folks just hated on formal education. And they would say dumb crap like, well, you know, college ain't for everybody. You're correct. But reading should be. Learning how to write should be. Learning how to speak or command the English of this country. Or just in general, unless you learn an African language, if you learn Spanish. As an American, you learn Spanish. But for the most part, why aren't black children mastering English? Yeah, I said it. Hold on, we're about to go for this construction. They're always building over here to make stuff new. These are the sounds that should be going on in these black ghettos in Memphis. Knocking down a vacant house once every 3 years is not improvement in the neighborhood. I think there needs to be a Doge for the city of Memphis government to clean out the wasteful spending and they fire these lazy folks at Public Works, lazy bastards at City Beautiful, lazy bastards in the mayor's office and administration. They're not doing their jobs, but they're making hefty salaries. They need to remove them and put some people there who actually want to do the work of the people, of the voters. Hold on one second. Scratch my nose, sorry. Y'all know what I'm saying? So, that creates trauma. Well, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you go to all these different countries, you see those kids, walking around and, be it over in the Middle East and countries in Africa, the back parts of those countries. You see the kids walking around barefoot. You see them, walking literally through rubble after a bomb has exploded. Well, that's what it's like to live in these hoods in America. Baltimore, parts of New York, parts of D.C., Boston. If you can name a hood, and it doesn't have to be like that. That's why I know that it's on purpose to keep black folks mentally oppressed. Anybody living in these ghettos, it's awful. And that's what y'all should be working on, demanding of the city of Memphis. Rebuild these damn ghettos. Not to the point where people cannot return there, but make them look nice like they look in Germantown and Bartlett and Arlington and Lakeland and Collierville. Make them look nice like that. And I guarantee you, when you walk around nice stuff, fresh lawns and sidewalks are new and new stuff, you feel good. Just let me tell you exactly what it is. When you go shopping and you go buy a new pair of sneakers, doesn't it put a little lighter and make your little footsteps a little lighter? When you go shopping and buy this new outfit, you feel, like, even though you've been taking a bath all the time, but it's like it makes your soap and your cologne smell a little louder when you have on new stuff. That is something that impacts one's mental. And there are a lot of accomplished and well-learned mental health professionals in my hometown. And I don't know why they haven't gotten together to go and charge city government and county government with that. Go to them, go to the media, go on social media and let them know. A lot of this stuff is going on because of this trauma that kids and people, well, I'll say children, because children can't help themselves. But if you're 18 and 30 and 18 and up, you don't have to live in no ghetto. You don't. Unless you're retarded, you're born with some kind of cognitive, debilitating cognitive condition. But other than that, you around here, your way to get out the ghetto is to hurt other blacks? No. You got young guys still talking about, man, we need better jobs. Man, it's hard out here. Why? You're 18, you're 25. You're supposed to have your ass again in a community college, a trade school, or four-year university, or the military. Between 18 and 25 years old, or 18 and 30, you're supposed to have your ass you should be doing something. And all these young guys who are strong enough, talking about being poor, there ain't no jobs right here. Again, if they bring the job to pay $25 and $30 an hour, you wouldn't have the education nor the wherewithal to work the goddamn job. A lot of them gonna be IT and kind of AI influenced. So why do you keep saying that? It just boggles the mind. But anyway, I'm gonna say this last thing that doesn't make any sense to me. You got all this going on, right? You just had the shooting at the food truck festival. And now this happened, this was being planned before the food truck festival. You got these weirdos, some weirdo, freaky, ignorant, low-class, retarded motherfuckers who want to regurgitate, reinvent Freaknik. Now, I can't say for the city, they rejected their permits to have it in a party, in a park somewhere. And I hope that is not allowed in the city. With all this going on, all y'all can think about is a goddamn Freaknik, and you know what that's going to attract. Freaknik already had its day. Y'all seen the documentaries. That was when I was 25 years old and 23 years old. I never made it to Atlanta to go to a Freaknik. But I saw the videos and all of that and heard all the stories. But Memphis does not need a Freaknik. And I wish the city leadership on all levels, including the Memphis Police Department, would form a Voltron and make sure that doesn't happen in the city. You got the disgusting ass rap music there that they love to push. Now you want to bring in some sexually depraved, debaucherous, dumbass festival? Didn't I just tell y'all trauma? So you can't think your way out of your situation, but you can go and twerk and bend over and have the whole park musty. And then that kind of event, it attracts the very people who you don't want around your neighborhood. So I just think that's weird. Why in the hell would you come up with something like that? To the organizer of the Freaknik, you some sick bastards. Y'all some sickos. And the city of Memphis should be outraged at some BS like that. With all that's going on in my hometown. As it relates to a particular population. What's up, Cochise? It's stupid. Of all the things to resurrect, I want to resurrect some goddamn Freaknik. Stupid. I mean, they'll care about the people. Hold on, y'all. I'm scratching my forehead. Don't care about the people there. You don't care. You're just trying to make a profit. And by the way, for you dumbasses who trying to promote this crap, you're not doing anything. Man, we just trying to bring some positive to the hood. No, you're not. You're finna bring more hell and more debauchery and more foolishness. And that is the wavelength, that is the vibe, that is the vibration that a lot of Memphis' youth is on. Belt buckle and below. See, when all you're thinking about is in the bed, being in the bed and spread more STDs and shit. Not like you go to the health department every week to check on Jack. Yeah. Already on top of the list with HIV and AIDS and herpes all over the damn place, and you're gonna put on a goddamn Freaknik that's gonna triple the numbers of STDs, HIV, STDs such as HIV, AIDS, and herpes. They wish they wish they would just catch BD. And nobody's going to the goddamn health department. Nobody's going to if they have PHPs. So we got to clean up. Got to clean your minds up and stop with the foolishness and demand that monies be set aside to deal with the mental health in my hometown. And they all need to stop hating on education in my hometown. Stop it. Again, it's unfortunate. But I'm saying this because, that's my hometown. And I had a blast when I lived there. And I was one of those participants getting on the politicians' ass. A lot of y'all don't get on those politicians' asses either. I used to be on WDA, calling their names, calling them out. If I saw them in public, I asked them a question like, hey, what's up with that? What's up with this? What's up with the policy there? Where's the money in the hood? Where is the money? They know how to give $80 million to the FedEx Forum. They know how to make sure developers get all the money they need, but they never put any money in the ghetto. Where is the $150 million rebuilding project? And you don't have to raise taxes to do that either. And where's that $30 million? Or did they shoot that proposal down? No, he said he's going to raise property taxes. He said, that's the mayor of the city said, Paul Young, he said, well, I'm raising the taxes because so he can get some of the things y'all said y'all wanted. Isn't that something? But isn't it interesting how they never, I don't know. Anyway, I'm over it. I'm over this topic. I don't want to go too long, y'all. I just want to share that. We need to pay attention to the mental health. And we have a lot of people in Memphis who are walking around undiagnosed. If you want to have a festival with the health department, Whitehaven Mental Health, Lakeside, La Paloma Place, all the mental health facilities need to do workshops and festivals in these inner cities to get everybody signed up for assessments. Number 2, bring out the school systems and bring people out to say, hey, and bring out the tutoring programs and say, hey, this is how you make it in this society. When you can't dunk a basketball, you can't run a football, or you don't know how to go viral on YouTube, this is what the rest of us do. We read, we write, and we talk. And most importantly, we know how to think critically and analytically. That's how we make it in this country. So it's good. Chilling, bro. And so that's what we do. All right? So y'all stop trying to push music and shaking ass all the time in my hometown. And let's focus on the positive things they're doing, because there's a lot of positive things going on. But anyway, it's your man Rico. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want a head start on changing your mindset, hit the Cash App up, $ Rico Rivers MSW. Hit your boy for $5 and I'll send you a copy of my Willie Lynch letter, and I'll send you a copy of my book list where you can start. Hey, start off with Carter G. Woodson's Miseducation of the Negro. Let's start right there. And then you can graduate up to Dr. Claude Anderson's Black Labor, White Wealth, or Powernomics. But go to his video on YouTube, Inappropriate Behavior, in the meantime. Talk to y'all later. Be cool. It's your man Rico. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. I've been throwing this up here like this, y'all. And bam.